What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is Tropical Depression Celia. As you can see, the storm activity and storm structure has improved significantly since the last video. You can see there's a huge cloud top area of minus 80s now surrounding it. So we're looking at some decent area right now of good amount of storms. This thing could be a tropical storm in a matter of hours. We need to wait and see what goes on, but it looks like it's developing a very broad area of minus 70, minus 80 cloud tops to really feed itself from. So we'll go ahead and take a look at everything. The cone is expected to strengthen to a tropical storm by tomorrow morning. I think it's going to be a tropical storm either at the 4 a.m. or 10 a.m. advisory tomorrow. That's where I think it's going to strengthen into. It's expected to strengthen to a hurricane by Thursday and remain a hurricane as after the cone is out. So that's the situation we have. Let's go ahead and take a look at the public advisory. The winds are now 35 miles per hour. Pressure's down once again to 1,006 millibars. It's moving west at 13 miles per hour, and this motion is expected to continue for the next couple of days, followed by a turn to the west-northwest. Location is 11.9 north, longitude 97.4 west. So that's basically what we're looking at right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tracks. The tracks in the cone, they do have similar situations right here, similar area. So that's basically what we're looking at. The intensity, they have become a bit more concentrated. The majority of the models agree that this is going to be either a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane, with a few models going into Cat 2 strength. We'll have to pay attention to that. I'm now confident enough to give a bit of a range for this. I think at max peak that Celia is going to be between 80 and 100 mile per hour hurricane. That's the cap. That's where I'm putting it right now, unless further developments occur. So that's where I'm putting it now. This is subject to change as time goes on, as these things usually are. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's actually go ahead and go back even to 90 frames just to understand how this thing developed. You can see this thing was starting to develop. It started developing as time went on, and then the structure just continued to improve, and this is where we're at right now. So we're looking at this, and the way I see it, the structure is only going to continue improving as that time continues to go on, and we're seeing a new blow up of minus 70 to minus 80 cloud tops right here in this area. So that's something interesting we need to take a look at. Let's go ahead and take a look at our newest models right here. Model runs from the HMON, GFS, and HWRF. That's what we're going to be going over. So the HMON continues this development. It kind of starts becoming essentially, it kind of strengthens to a tropical storm, and then it starts to really develop in the next 30 hours, and then it becomes a hurricane in the next 2 days. And then as time goes on, it gets more organized. The lowest pressure drops down to 972 millibars with a hurricane structure that looks like this. This looks right here. This looks like a very large hurricane from the looks at it, and it looks like this does really grow in size as it grows in strength as well. So it's a structure we're going to have to pay attention to. We could potentially be seeing a very large eye with this as time continues to go on, but I will continue to update that you guys as the situation goes on, and then it starts to weaken slightly by the time we're 5.5 days out. Let's go ahead and go back to the 0 hour. We're going to go ahead and look at the GFS with this as well. The GFS, if we take a look at it, similar situation, except this thing really takes a couple of days to develop into a hurricane, and then it really starts to intensify. This thing looks like, once again, it's going to be a large hurricane. So, like, to understand it, like, some of these winds could potentially reach the Baja Peninsula if the GFS is the correct model. And eventually, the GFS actually is a little bit weaker than the HMON. It actually has it bottoming out at 975 millibars, which is around a Category 2, a high-end Cat 1 at most, considering that the large size this is going to be. And then it just starts weakening, and eventually it dies off. So that's something we need to take a look at. And then we have the HWRF right here, which is generally your most aggressive model. If we take a look here, the NNIC is starting to match it a bit right here. The CTCI is matching it a bit as well. So this is an interesting situation we're taking a look at. These models are getting more concentrated as time goes on, which honestly that's a good thing. But at the same time, it looks like it's going to be a very large hurricane as well. And as the H-mon continues, it actually intensifies quite quickly, actually, becoming a hurricane probably in the next 36 hours or so. And then it really ramps up in its intensity, and then it kind of slows down its intensity. The storm also gets a lot bigger as well due to a potential eyewall replacement cycle. We're not sure. The pressure ultimately bottoms out at 959 millibars. This is the final structure of it right here. And look how large that is right here. That, like, if this is correct, it looks like this hurricane's going to be from around like 18 degrees north all the way down to potentially 13 degrees north. That is a very large hurricane. That spans potentially up to about 1,000 miles from each end right there. So we're gonna have to pay attention to this as time goes on. The H wharf then has it kind of stagnating in intensity right here, but still a very, very, very large hurricane. Potentially, all these models are agreeing this is going to be a very large storm. The good news is that this thing's going to stay out to sea, and I'll continue covering it as time goes on, just to inform you, guys, about what this thing is doing, and if this thing changes direction, I will let you guys know. But with that being said, it's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out, helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather, which is what I'm hoping I am doing here. So, yeah, that's basically it. We also went past 720 subscribers today, so thank you very much. We are closing in on 730 by the day, so be sure to hit that red subscribe button. It'll be much appreciated. But with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.